everybody. Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 2,500 point battle. A little bit more Carnival O Chaos prep. Number 211, if you guys are keeping track and are too lazy to read the title. It's me, Lord Tremendous of the Undead Legion, versus the Punisher of the Bretonnians. So, yeah, Undead versus heavily armored, very quick cavalry. This should be good. It was good. I enjoyed the game, and I know how it ends because I was there. You weren't, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how this one goes.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, and it's more of the same. I have my Vampire Lord, Lord Tremendous. He's a level 4 wizard with heavy armor, abyssal terror, sword of might, enchanted shield, and talisman of preservation. Other trickster, shard, quick blood, red fury, and the lore of vampires. My hero choices are my Lich Priest, Queen Elizabeth. She's a level 2 wizard, Dispel Scroll, Laura Light. My White King, Dark Vincent, with the Skull Steed, Shield, Sword of Strife, and a Dragon Helm. And my Necromancer, Sinister Jeffrey, who's a level 1 wizard with the Iron Curse icon and using the Lore of Vampires. My core choices are 5 Skeleton Horsemen Archers with a banner, 49 Zombies with Banner Musician, 6 Chariots, Rollin Bones, with full command and a banner of swiftness, and of course 13 Skeleton Archers, the Queen's Guard with full command. My special choices are 9 Black Knights with Lances, Barding, Banner Musician, and Banner of Eternal Flame, 3 Medusa Stalkers, Those That Gaze, 3 Morghast Harbingers, and of course my rare choice is my Casket of Souls. Here's my opponent's list, and I'm pretty sure I got this all right. Correct me if I'm wrong, I guess. His lord choice was a lord on a war horse with a Grail Vow, Sword of Anti-Heroes, Armor of Agiluf, Luckstone, and the Virtue of Heroism, although I think he was a dick, so, you know, that's just me. He also had a Prophetess of the Lady, who was a level 4 wizard on a war horse with the Silver Mirror and the Lore of Life. His hero choices were a Damsel of the Lady, who was a level 1 wizard on a warhorse with a scroll, Mantle of the Pure Breed, and Lore of Beasts. He had a Paladin on a Royal Pegasus with the Knight's Vow, the Wormlands, Enchanted Shield, and Gauntlet of the Duel. And then he had another Paladin on a warhorse who was his BSB with the Knight's Vow, Sword of Might, Charm Shield, and a Dawnstone. His core choices were 11 Knights Errant with full command and the Errantry banner. He had a unit of 10 Knights of the Realm with full command and banner of swiftness, a unit of 10 Knights of the Realm with full command and banner of eternal flame, 2 units of 5 Knight Errants with full command, and a unit of 11 Peasant Bowmen with musician and defensive stakes, and a unit of 10 Peasant Bowmen with musician and defensive stakes. His special choice were 3 Pegasus Knights with musician and a unit champion, and his rare choices were 2 Trebuchets. Trebuchets. I know, I'm having fun. Here are my spells, which are exactly what you're looking at. My level 1 does have Invocation and a Heck. I just only need 1 card in order to remember what the hell it does. So, there. Here's deployment, and for the most part, I knew he was coming at me, so I tried to bottleneck up for some nice counter charges. I put my Black Knights way over on the left flank to try to traffic jam him up a little bit. I can go through the terrain without worrying about it. He can't, so I was hoping. We were treating the ruins as just dangerous terrain, difficult terrain, whatever, +2 for, you know, getting shot at. Not that that's really going to bother me any, but that's why my general is sitting inside some ruins right now. It's considered hard cover and dangerous terrain, but whatever, he'll be fine. My casket's behind that area there because if he's going to go for him, he's got to go through some terrain or way down my right flank. The chariots are dead in the middle because I need them to charge something. The zombies are in the middle in the water there, just kind of tar pitting it up, enjoying life. And my Morghasts are on the far right flank there because I want a bunch of his stuff to come over to my right flank because it would take him a while to, you know, redirect and all that other good stuff. Plus, I think my Morghast with 12 killing blow attacks can be quite devastating against these guys. Just my hope, anyway. But yeah, that's what you're looking at, and that's how I set up, and why. Here's my opponent's right flank, and again, I'm really not good at telling what is what with the Bretonnian army, even though some of my opponent's models are just awesomely painted. I believe that on his left flank, that is a big unit of Knights of the Realm or Knights Errant. It's a core choice, I know that. His General is in there, his Damsel is in there, and I think that's it. The next unit, the Black and Gold, I think that's a big unit of Knights Errant. No, Knights of the Realm. With his Prophetess installed, and then behind them is the Royal Pegasus Knight Paladin Psychopath with the Worm Lance. Here's my opponent's center from left to right. Well, obviously 2 trebuchets on the hill and 2 units of peasant bowmen. One is bigger than the other. And here's his left flank. There's two units of 5 Knights Errant, I think. There's his 3 Pegasus Knights, which just barely fit in there. I was a little shocked, I won't lie. And there's another unit of Knights of some sort with his BSB installed. I don't remember what else was in there, if anything. I think it was just his BSB. Not 100%. I apologize. Here's his far left flank, which is my scouts, and their job is just to try to plink off trebuchet crew members as quickly as they can. Here's my right flank, which consists of my harbingers, and I love these guys. And here's my center. On the right there are my zombies with my level 1 wizard. My skeleton archers are behind them with my level 2 wizard. And there's my big old unit of chariots with no wizard. And here's my left flank, which are my Black Knights with my White King installed, my General on his Terror, and of course my Casquette. Here's stop 1 after movement, and I got to go first! Yay! And I did. I moved. The Black Knights came up, my General came up, my center stayed pretty much put because it's more of an anchor than anything else. And my Morghast moved up. My scouts came a little bit closer, but that was more the just getting range of everything. I knew the Pegasus Knights probably wanted to charge the scouts, but I really didn't care about that. During the magic phase, I threw like 4 dice at Banishment. I was trying to pull his Dispel dice, and I casted Irresistible. I knew it was a risk. I knew throwing 4 dice was a risk. I was well aware. It's just I play a little reckless. I don't know if you've ever watched my battle reports before, but yeah, I'm a little reckless. And I was foolish here. I cast Banishment on something. I don't remember what it was because I didn't do any damage with it. I rolled like 2 or 3 hits with it. It was pathetic. I failed to wound, and then I rolled, and it was a miscast 9.
No! You must not read from the book!
Which really hurt my feelings because all I ended up doing was killing my magic phase and putting a wound on my caster. He was the only caster that got wounded. The other 2 were fine. But yeah, 8 at my soul. I won't lie to you. That really bummed me out. But yeah, I guess winners can't always be me. So with my pride in check, we go over here to bottom of 1 after movement. And as you can see, they're Bretonians. They moved. For the most part, he just kind of readjusted everything. He realized he had kind of traffic jammed himself in a bit and got a little nervous about that. But as you can see, he also really, really well maneuvered and got them out of said traffic jam, which makes me think maybe he did it on purpose. Not 100% because he looked a little like, ah, crap. But for the most part, he did pretty good getting himself out of it. And yeah, now he's very threatening with everything. You know, with the like his paladin on the left flank there, hiding behind the ruins, getting ready to countercharge anything. And I know it's the psycho paladin, so I'm a little nervous about him charging me. Excuse me. And the rest of his knights are just daring me to get close enough. During his magic phase, he gets Wisdom's Wild Form off on his paladin. I didn't care. I let him have it. I was like, it's yours. Enjoy. Nothing else happens during this magic phase. We go into shooting, and the trebuchet fire. Or I'm sorry, not the trebuchet, but the peasant bowmen shoot at my general, and they're able to put a wound through on the terror. Not a shock. However, the trebuchets both target my black knights. One goes off the table, and one offs 3 of my black knights because, damn, those things are painful. But at least I still have some black knights left, and with my general right there, there's a very good chance that I can bring those guys back like no problem. So with nothing else interesting happening, we go over here to top of 2 after movement, and my Morghasts go into the little 5-banger unit of Knights Errant. And the idea here, was blow through those 5 knights with 12 killing blow attacks. I figured I should be able to kill 2 or 3. I don't think at strength 3, maybe 4, I figured they were 3, that they were going to be able to do a whole hell of a lot to me because, well, let's face it, Morghast are toughness 5. The odds are in my favor. And, you know, maybe they fail a terror check. The general was way over on the other side, out of range. The BSB was right there, but there was nothing I could do about that. And I figured slamming into that unit, it was a guaranteed victory. I'd hit it, I'd break it, I'd run through it. Maybe hit the peasant bowman. That would be great. Maybe hit the other knights. Whatever I hit, there's one less unit on there. I cost big old panic checks around there, and then hopefully I can overrun into the peasant bowman and then kill them and then slam into the trebuchets and start dealing with his, you know, war machine hill over there before he can really make it earn some points for him. So that was a good charge. I was happy to make that one. My chariots are fine right where they're at. Everything else is fine where it's at. My black knights try to charge, I believe, his what's it called? His paladin, and I failed. I rolled horrendously. I think I needed a 6 and I rolled a 5. Couldn't believe it. What can you do? What can you do? Not every roll can be average, I guess, which is a shame. My general then moved up a little bit. I misjudged the charge angle. I thought I would be able to get past the charge angle of the lances. I'll let you know right now, I was wrong. But I made a mistake, and I don't know if you've ever seen my battle reports, but I do that. I do that often, and I'm good at it. And Mama said if you're gonna do something, be the best. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much how everything is. There's a better picture of my Black Knights failing an easy charge into the Pegasus Paladin because life isn't fair. I don't know what to tell you. And there's a better picture of the Morghast making a charge, which is fair. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing happens in a magic phase because he uses both his Dispel Scroll and his Silver Mirror. The Silver Mirror fails to wound my general because I'm able to make his ward save. However, it ends my magic phase. My shooting phase is kind of pathetic, so nothing really happens there. So we go into combat, and it works out great. I take 1 wound, which is fine. And I was able to kill 3 of his knights, which was outstanding. But as you can see, they didn't break. Yeah. Really didn't expect that. Really didn't expect that. I think he needed a 4, and he rolled a 4. With the reroll, the BSB was a huge factor there. Yeah, maybe I should have went into the unit with the BSB in it and tried to kill the BSB with Killing Blow, but I was worried about that. Didn't know what he had. You know, we play closed lists. Wasn't 100% on what the BSB had. Like I said, I thought this was a sure thing, and just like prom, I was disappointed. So yeah, so yeah. Yeah, they made their break check, and I was stunned and slightly impressed, which really bothers me a lot. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. So we go over here to bottom of 2, and the Iron Curtain falls. This is where I realize I was wrong about the angle of the lance. I was very in his charge arc. I mean, it was maybe half an inch, but still, it was a decent chunk. I really need to quit sitting on my shoulders during these games. But yeah, so that big ugly lance with a general in it makes the charge into my general, and of course he makes every single dangerous terrain check because reasons. And then his paladin on the Royal Pegasus makes it into my Black Knights because it was a lot easier to make the charge now that I got even a few more inches closer. I don't even effing know. His Pegasus Knights come and threaten my right flank there, and there's nothing I can do about that. And the rest of his army just kind of starts getting ready to sweep up the undead failures that I have become. There's a better picture of his general's lance unit slamming into my general, and that's really bad. And there's a better picture of his paladin on the Royal Pegs slamming into my Black Knights, which is also really bad. During the magic phase, he gets Wisdom's Wild Form off again on that unit, and I have to let it go because I needed to stop other spells, which I failed to do. He gets Throne of Vines off over here on his Prophetess, and I'm not pleased about that. Or, I'm sorry, on his Damned. No, I guess that is the Prophetess. So, yeah. His Prophetess is able to get that spell off, and I'm not thrilled about that. Then over here, his Peasants turned and fired at my Scouts, and were able to plink off 2 of them, so that kind of sucks. And then the trebuchet takes careful aim at my chariots and proceeds to misfire 5. Which I am very happy about. I have no complaints about that at all, so it will not be shooting this turn. The other trebuchet fires, but it goes way off course and misses, so I'm happy about that. Over here, I failed to get a picture of it, mostly due to embarrassment. But yeah, his BSB's unit slammed into my Morghasts and did some serious damage. However, my Morghasts really held their own. They finished off that little unit of errants. The last 2 guys died. And then I was able to kill 3 of the Knights of the Realm off in here. I did try to kill his BSB, but I failed to killing blow him. And, he made his armor save. What can you do? But these guys really weathered their attacks well. I lost 1. And then the other one has 2 wounds on him. I'm pretty sure that was due to combat risk because I think I lost his combat. But all in all, not that bad. Not that bad at all. So the fact that they're still alive, still fighting, and I'm putting 8 killing blow attacks into this unit means I'm pretty sure I can get his BSB. That's the hope anyway. My whole plan over here now is kill the BSB before he kills me. And we'll see how I do. Then over here, I get into a challenge with his general, and after all is said and done, my general is still alive with 2 wounds on him. So he's got 1 wound left, he's hanging on by a thread, but he's still alive, and he survived the charge from a lance. And I've got this unit now. There you got low strength, low weapon skill, his general's dead. That really turned around sexy for me. I won't even lie to you. I'm very, very happy about this. So, yes, there was happy dances happening in the butterfly stomach area. Then over here, just let the good times roll. These guys, not only did I win this, he charged and did nothing. I counterattacked and did nothing. His charge to my banner, I had a musician and I won by 1. Yeah, all he did was charge. He wasn't able to wound. I was able to armor save the 1 wound he did, and the rest of them weren't able to do anything. I attacked him back. I didn't roll very well, and he armor saved, and the Lady Protect saved everything else. So he survived this, but he lost by 1 because I had a musician. His charge to my banner, we tied. I have a musician. He doesn't. I blew a horn. And his coward ass ran away, and I ran him the F down. And now I'm quite pleased with my positioning because my Black Knights are going to charge the hell out of whatever that unit is with the prophetess in, or with the damsel in it, and hopefully kill the hell out of them. Really looking forward to that. I was hoping that my Black Knights would overrun and be in a position to, hit that unit of knights in my general that are fighting my general in the flank. However, I overrun too far. Hey, you know what? I caught the paladin, so I'm happy about that. But I end up right there, too far to help the general. So you know what? The general's just gonna have to help himself, and I believe in him. I do. And yes, in case you're wondering, we did remove the ruins and move them out of the way. They are still there for purposes of the game. We just moved them out of the way because it was hard to get our models in the right position and everything like that. So yeah, if you think the table got a little bit cleaner, you're right, it did. The ruins are still there, but you have to use your imagination. Yay! So, with victory fresh in my heart, we go over here to top of 3 after movement. And I tried to charge my chariots. It was a long charge. I'm not upset that the chariots missed it. I needed a 10 or an 11, and I rolled like a 9, so it was close. But the chariots did try to charge into the flank of the knights there and save my general. Failed, but again, I'm not really upset about with the chariots. It was a long distance charge, even with movement 9. They were 19 away, I believe, and I just missed it. And yeah, my Black Knights make it into the other big Lance of Knights because they have to die. My skeletons show up on the table, and they actually scatter pretty far. That is not where I wanted them, but it is what it is. You can't always, pick those random places, and they made it on the table, so I'm happy about that. And they're staring at the trebuchet. Yeah, I know the stupid little archers are in the way. I couldn't care less. I'm going after the trebuchet. I need it dead. Other than that, my scouts just kind of position themselves in such a way that they can shoot at some stuff. And my zombies are like, if you Pegasus Knights want to charge us in the flank, by all means, I'm not giving you to charge into my skeleton archers. So bring it on, sissies. We don't even care. I did move my wizard over to the left side there of my zombie unit, though, just in case the pegs did decide to go into the zombies and start tearing them up. There's a better picture of my skeleton chariots failing a charge. And again, I'm not mad at the chariots about this one. It was a long charge. It was a Hail Mary pass, and it failed. And that's why it's called a Hail Mary pass. They're not really designed to succeed. It's a miracle if it happens. Hence the name. See what I did there? A little knowledge. I dropped some knowledge on you. You're welcome. Then over here, here's a better picture of my Black Knight slamming into this lance, and I'm hoping to make them all recruits very soon. During the magic phase, my casket barks and is able to bounce from the trebuchet to the peasant bowman to the little lance of knights right there. And the only thing that takes any damage is the trebuchet, and it explodes, which causes the other trebuchet to panic, which is great because now it's not shooting. So one died, one's panicked. That's outstanding. So they're cowering right now. As you all know, war machines don't flee when they panic. They just cower. But that's just as good as far as I'm concerned. And so, yeah, glory be to the casket. Once again, showing its incredible disdain for war machines. And that's why it will always be in my list. During the magic phase, I of course, panic a little bit, and I have to get some lore vampire spells off to heal my vampire lord, and I'm able to get Curse of Years off on this unit, and I put a wound on the prophetess, and I take one of the knights out. I heal a wound off my general because of a spell attribute, lore attribute, I guess, and yeah, now there's one less knight, and the damsel is 1/3 of the way dead, which I'm okay with. And then in a desperate, hope, I throw like 3 or 4 dice at the 12-inch invocation, and it goes off. And I'm able to heal up my Black Knights to full, which is outstanding, and I heal my General up to full, which is also outstanding. So now I'm really, really, really ready for the magic phase, or for the combat phase. Nothing happens in shooting, so we go into combat, and the general is not dead, or my general is not dead at least. I end up getting into another challenge with the unit champion, which is, I guess, expected. I'm not upset about it, but I would have preferred to do my damage to the unit. Obviously, I do a buttload of wounds to the unit champion. However, they're steadfast. They have ranks. I don't. They only lost one of their number, which sucks. And so, yeah. Unit champion and general are dead, but the rest of the unit is still fine. They make their break check, and I die a little on the inside. Then over here, the lady. I did 6 wounds to this unit. 6. 2 of which were killing blow. 1 killing blow got through. He made the rest in armor saves and ward saves. He wasn't able to do anything back. I won this combat, but he was steadfast because he had 3 ranks to my 2. He was steadfast, and they made their break check. Can't fault the guy for rolling well, but damn it. I did so well. That unit should have been pulverized. At least 4 guys should have died. I was expecting 4 guys to die. I was hoping for 6. I was hoping for 6. I ended up doing 6 wounds, which actually isn't great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. And yeah, he armor and ward saved way more than I expected. I should have expected it. I've played Bretonnians enough to know to expect it, but I'm an optimist, and I was really hoping. And unfortunately, as usual, it kicked me in the teeth. 1 of his knights died. So charge, banner, wound to banner, and 2 ranks. We both had a musician. Nothing. It's a drawed combat, which means he's free to reform, and he does, and he brings more attacks to the 4. So, not happy at all. But yeah, them's the break sometimes. Then over here, I'm not able to get his BSB. I do kill like 1 more knight. I lose this combat, not by a ton, but enough. I'm down to 1 fully healed Morghast, but now it's just, oh god, all attacks at the BSB. Let's hope I can kill this guy. So yeah, I'm hoping here. I'm hoping, but it's not looking good for the home team. So we go over to here to bottom of 3. And his Pegasus Knights jump over my zombies. He's able to slip in between the board edge and my Skeleton Wars. He's going after the casket. Didn't see that coming. Probably should have. And the rest of his army, I think, doesn't really do anything interesting, like, at all. The rest of it just kind of shuffles around a little bit or stays put. Most of it's in combat, so, can't really blame him. During the magic phase, he gets like Wizen's Wild Form and Throne of Vines off on this unit again, and I just don't care. And then during the shooting phase, his archers, I believe, empty their bows into my snakes and get a wound through. So not bad, all things considered. And then over here, my Morghast was able to kill the BSB before getting murdered himself. I believe. The BSB is dead over here. I could be wrong. It happens occasionally. But bottom line is my Morghasts are dead, and that's unfortunate. It is what it is. That unit held, and I knew it was going to be an uphill battle at that point, but what can you do? Then over here, yeah, my general has had enough of this BS. He's not taking it anymore. He's tired of it, and he puts a whooping down on the Bretonnian unit, killing all of them, with the exception of the damsel. And, the prophetess. And, yeah, I've never been more proud of my friggin' general than I am at this moment. The prophetess is all that's left. She does not make her break check, but she does run like a champion and gets away. Nothing I can do about that. She does get away, and my general is right there, which is okay. Okay, he should be able to get into the knights next turn and help out my black knights, which is huge. Then over here in combat, I lose one black knight. He loses two or three of his knights errant. I win this combat, but they make their break check no problem, and we sit down for the long fight. Speaking of the long fight, we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and my chariots just kind of move forward 9 inches because might as well. My archers do a swift reform to shoot at the Pegasus Knights, just kind of hoping. My casket turns to face the Pegasus later and hopefully to shoot at them. The zombies also turn to face the Pegasus because I need to kill them. Lord Tremendous charges into the knights that are fighting the Black Knights because they gotta die, and my snakes charge the peasant bowmen who flee. They get away, but I'm able to redirect into the trebuchet, which is fine. I know that there's 2 lances looking at my flank there at the snakes, but that unit, if I have to sacrifice my snakes in order to keep everything else alive, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Other than that, nothing really happens. There's a better picture of my general slamming into the knights, and that, I'm hoping, is a done deal. I'm hoping that he goes in there, carves them all up, and I can move on to the next fight. And there's a better picture of my snakes, scaring off the peasant bowmen and getting a hold of the trebuchet, which I'm very pleased with. Also, I charged my general at the prophetess, who continued to flee and get away. So, it is what it is. During the magic phase, nothing happens. During the shooting phase, nothing happens. So we go into combat, and he makes his ward and armor saves with these guys once again. Really frustrating. Even with the other trickster shard on my general, he was making his saves. I can't fault him for rolling well. I do kill like 1 more knight. It's kind of pathetic, and he does nothing to me. I win this combat, but it doesn't matter. He makes his break check, and that sucks. Over here, however, it's a little bit better. My snakes are able to obliterate the, trebuchet, and they overrun just a little bit because I want his lances to hit this unit and just leave me alone. So yeah, that pretty much did it there. So we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and he gets lucky. His little lance slams into the snakes, which isn't where he got lucky. That was obvious, and I'm fine with that. His big lance, with his BSB still in it, I believe his BSB is still in it, charges into my black knights, and he needed a 10, and he rolls like an 11 or a 12. He's been rolling out of the box, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing I can do about that. He made it, and I died on the inside a bit. Not only that, but his Pegasus made it into the casket because I wasn't able to do anything to stop him, and yeah. Yeah, the Bretonians are a little thin, but they're still punching really, really hard. There's been a picture of that lance slamming into the flank of my Black Knights, and that's so bad. And there's been a picture of his little lance slamming into my snakes, and I don't care. During the magic phase, he gets Wisdom's Wild Form off on this unit because it's the only spell he has left, and what can you do? And then over here, we go straight into combat, and he is able to do 1 wound. That's all he does with the Pegasus Knights. Charge and a wound. No, I'm sorry. All he did was... He did something, no, charge and a banner, maybe? And I did nothing back. So the guards are dead. In the end, only the guards are dead. I still have the prophet or whatever in there. So my casket's not dead yet, which is good and bad. I'm not going to be able to do anything to save it, but maybe he'll flub again, and I'd still die. So there's hope. There's a little bit of hope, but, you know, hey, whatever. Yeah, I'm screwed. It's just a waste of time, I know. Then over here, it sucks. He is able to just obliterate that unit of skeletons. It's a little ridiculous how much damage that unit does, but oh well, that was a sacrifice play I did on purpose in order to try to get both those lances to leave me alone, and only one took the bait, so it is what it is. Over here, it does not go well. I lose by 3. Long story short, I lose by 3. My general explodes, and I'm down to 5 Black Knights. Really sucks the way this went down, but hey, he did the Hail Mary charge, made it, and he deserves it. I can't fault him for playing well. So we go over here to top of 5 after movement, and I finally make a charge with my chariots in the flank of that unit. That's looking pretty sexy, I won't lie to you. Other than that, though, everything else I have is dead or in combat or out of position. My archers turn to face the Pegasus Knights because I know where they're going after the chariot explodes. My only real hope is that the chariot either obliterates that unit or does so much damage to it that it's basically combat ineffective. That was really the hope, but I knew the casket was dead, and there was nothing I was going to do about it. There's a better picture of my chariot slamming into that lance, and it's about friggin' time I made a charge, you know? So I'm happy that they made it in, and I'm really hoping that 3d6 strength 5 impact hits does a lot of damage to that unit, because otherwise I've lost both my Black Knights and my chariots, and I'm hella screwed. Nothing happens in the magic phase because really all I have is a level 1 and a level 2 left, and they're both pretty much useless. The casket's facing the wrong direction to hit anybody, so panic. But we go into combat, and it is beautiful. My Black Knights, they do suffer a wound. They're not. I think they're able to kill 1 or 2 of the Black and Yellow Knights in front of them. My chariots, however, devastate the BSB's unit. On my flank there, which is huge. I do win this combat, and in the end, the knights with the damsel flee. However, the knights with the BSB stay, barely. I do not pursue because I have knights in my flank. I can't. So the Black Knights just turn to face the other knights. I'm hoping that lance either flees off the table or just is out of the combat for the rest of the game. I really need the points. I do, but there's nothing I can do to get a hold of that unit or force it off the table right now. He rolled where he was just like a couple of inches away from the edge. Sure, now he rolls low, right? What a bastard. But it is what it is. And then over here, of course, my casket gets obliterated. He's able to slip that last wound through no problem. And the casket explodes and does 1 or 2 wounds to my skeleton. I think I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 wounds to the skeleton archers and 2 wounds to the Pegasus Knights, killing 1. So not perfect, but not terrible. With that turn being over, we go over here to bottom of 5 and his Pegasus Knights, which of course reformed after blowing up the casket, turn and charge my archers, and you can't fault them for being smart. Other than that, I believe his other unit rallies, which is the one that broke, the black and yellow one with the damsel in it. They rally, which is unfortunate. I believe his last turn, his prophetess ran off the table, which is awesome. And that little lance charges into my chariots. The ones that took out the snakes, yeah, they charge into the chariots. And so, yeah. Oh well. It was a good game. You know, what can you do? There's a better picture of his Pegasus Knight slamming into my archers. And you know what? They held off Karl Franz. I'm hoping they can hold these guys off for just a couple of combats. And there's a better picture of Little Land slamming into my chariots. And we all know that chariots after the charge are mostly useless. So what can you do? During his magic phase, his remaining damsel is able to get Wizen's wild form off on the, what's it called, his little lance. What can you do? It was irresistible force, however, and he ends up rolling a miscast 8. A miscast 2, a miscast, anything between 2 and 7 would have been so much better, but he rolls an 8. He skirts it just enough, and so nothing. The unit, nothing happens. He's perfectly fine. Life is not fair. So we go into combat because shooting is pretty much useless, and my unit champion issues a challenge, and his unit champion has to accept. He kills my unit champion, no problem. The other guy flubs a little bit. He puts his attacks on my general and just flubs. Or not my general, my caster, and flubs, which is excellent. In the end, I have what you see there. I have like 6 guys and my caster left. We lose this combat, but yeah, the crumble checks are as you saw. So hope, maybe? I don't know. It's my turn next. I need to raise everything. So let's see. And then over here, it's brutal. Just absolutely devastating. I'm able to kill his BSB and the rest of his unit, so I get the points for that, which is huge. However, with combat res and everything, he's able to finish off my Black Knights, and he finishes off the majority of my chariots. Because as you can see, I was able to do nothing to that little lance. And what's worse is my White King is out of combat with the little lance. So decision time. I have 2 chariots left, and the question is, do I charge into White King and save them, or do I move my White King in such a way that he can't be killed, he can't be charged next turn? And the thing is, there's really nothing I can do about that. My White King, where he sits right now, even if he can't march because my general's dead. So the most he could do is move about 8 inches. He's not going to be able to get away from the lance that's in his left flank. He's not going to be able to get away from the little lance that's into the chariots. So it's nerf or nothing time, So with that in mind, we go over here to top of 6, and I'm screwed either way. So I charged into the flank of the little lance. I didn't have a choice, and that's really it. Everything else I have is in the dirt, man. This has been a brutal friggin' game. There's a better picture of the White King slamming into the little lance, and all I'm hoping is that with 5 attacks, I get some killing blows through, break this unit, they flee, hopefully they flee away from the White King and not the chariots, and I'm able to pursue away from the big lance. That's all I want to do. I want to get away from the lance that's over there and save the White King. If I can't, I'm screwed. During the magic phase, I get Invocation and a Heck off, and I roll a 1 to see how many skeletons come back. So 2 effing skeletons come back. But the unit champion is back, so we can issue a challenge and stave off destruction for maybe long enough. Maybe, I'm hoping. But yeah, now I roll a 1. Really, dice? Come on. And then during the shooting phase, my archers, scouts who are in the free take pot shots at these peasant bowmen and kill one, and who cares? It's just kind of funny. And then we go into combat, and everything just bounces off armor. I'm only strength 4 with my White King and strength 3 with the chariots. I'm not able to do anything to him. He's not able to do anything to me. In the end, I have charge and a flank and a banner to his, I think they have a banner. Nothing really big because he's steadfast, because he has a rank and I don't. So he makes his break check. Life is so unfair, and that sucks. Then we go over here, and it's actually not that bad. My unit champion issues a challenge. His has to accept. Once again, he flubs. In the end, I lose my unit champion. I think he did 1 wound, or he did 2 wounds to my banner. So no, he did 1 wound. He was able to kill my unit champion, and to my banner, we both have musicians, so nothing happened, and we stay like that. So that's looking good, but it's turning into bottom of 6 next turn, and I don't have a unit champion anymore, so shoot. So we go over here to bottom of 6 after movement, and yeah, nothing happens. Other than that damn unit with his damsel charges into my White King. Fudge! Frick, fudge! Yeah, not happy. But, damn it. There's a better picture of that damn land slamming into my damn White King, and damn it all! I know that's so bad because this game is hanging on by a thread on both sides, and I think that's going to be enough to tilt it for my opponent. But, I was so close. Nothing happens in a magic phase, so we go into shooting, and nothing happens there, so we go into combat, and the unit survives. Barely. He does not issue a challenge, he just started rolling attacks, so I got lucky there. In the end, though, he flubbed pretty bad. He wins this combat, but in the end, I have 4 skeletons left and my wizard. So that is awesome. They saved them. They held off the Peg Knights. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Over here, however, what a colossal upset. He charged with his knights into my White King and everything like that. I end up doing nothing to him. His knights do some damage to my chariots and stuff like that, and that sucks. But in the end, with combat res and everything like that, the only thing that really happens is I ended up, I ended up losing my chariot and stuff like that because of combat res. However, his damsel, yeah, this one right here, his damsel, not prophetess, she ran off the table. His damsel was able to do 1 wound. She got 1 wound off on the White King, and I rolled a 1 for his armor save. Just effing spectacular. So we took an extra little picture of it because it's just that humiliating. And what can you do? The White King ended up getting beat down by the damsel in the end. It's just painful. It reminds me of the Lord of the Rings scene in the end where the female's fighting the White King, and he's like, "No man can defeat me," and she stabs him in the face and pulls off her helmet and says, "I am no man." That's what happened here. She killed my what's it called? My ring wraith or whatever. So oh, we laughed, we cried, and it hurt my pride. But at the same time, it was kind of awesome. And that's why I like taking the pictures and doing reports, because stuff like this I can't invent. But in the end, yeah, I ended up losing. I had my chariot left. I had 1 chariot left, and that was it. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's the end of the game. What a brutal, brutal game. Just on both ends of the table. Back and forth, just beating the crap out of each other. The only unit that had it good this entire game on either side was the zombies. They're the only units that weren't touched. Everything else got beat up or saw combat or got targeted by something. Zombies were just kind of like, hey, we're cool. Whatever, guys. But you know what, guys? We'll get to the recap in a second because right now this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Hey guys, you know these tokens, you've seen them 100 times, and you know what? Every time you see them, if you haven't bought them yet, you're just wasting time. Get these tokens. All of the lores of whatever spell you're casting, all the wound counters. You see me use them in every single game, and you've never heard me since I've been using the counters going, I can't remember how many wounds I had, or what spell was on this guy, or whatever. And they're flawless. They're awesome. You're the envy of everyone you play against. Send Token Gal an email. Get these tokens. They're dirt cheap, but they're solid gold quality, guys. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. A lot of people have already ordered them, and nobody's returned any. Nobody's even asked to return any. All they do is they order more. Get yours. Get them soon. You're wasting time, and these are totally worth it. Tell her Tremendous sent you. guys, I got another great deal for you. Movement trays. We all use them. We all need them. If you're watching this report, you have some or you need some. And do I have the vendor for you? This guy makes solid metal movement trays. I mean, cuts them to your specifications using a galvanized metal. It's not that cheap, thin, weak aluminum. This stuff is sturdy. I'm using them. I used them all throughout this game. Take a look at the pictures. They're all in there. I love these trays. They're metal, so they auto-magnetize, well, provided you put magnets on your guys. And he does them dirt cheap, guys. I'm telling you. He's got an eBay page. There's an email on here. Get a hold of this guy. Get yourself some movement trays and get yourself organized. You're going to be thrilled. You can paint them. You can do everything. These things are awesome. My local game store guy is literally in contact with this guy so that he can become a vendor. That's how high quality these things are. So I'm telling you guys, give this guy an email. Check out his eBay page. Get yourself some movement trays and stop playing like a Neanderthal. Tell him Tremendous sent you. You won't regret it. Yeah, that's right. I don't know if you were paying attention or not, but we got a few new pictures. So not only does Unleashed Wargaming paint amazing models for commission and stuff like that, send him an email. He does excellent work, as you've seen from the pictures. Not only does he do all the different Magic lore cards for Warhammer Fantasy, I mean every lore. You want Storms of Magic? Send him an email. You want Lore of Fire? Send him an email. You want every lore that's ever been out in 8th edition? Send him an email. These things are solid. They're laminated. They're on cardstock. They're Photoshop made. They're amazing. And they're good. They're well priced, guys. I'm telling you. And now he's also doing 40K cards. The psychic stuff or whatever. I don't play 40K, but if you do, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with it if you don't get these cards and if you don't have your models painted by them. Just throwing it out there. Just, you may, if you feel guilty, that's because you know you're wrong. But send this guy an email, get your models looking good, get the cards that you need, get your real game going, and tell him Tremendous sent you. You're not going to regret it. That's right. You knew this was coming eventually. In conjunction with Unleashed Wargaming and Lonehammer, we have opened an online store with hats, shirts, and I think that's it for right now. Maybe dice and stuff like that later on, as well as other gear, maybe, dice cups, whatever. We'll think of something. But we're doing a trial thing. For the next month and a half or so, we're going to have this online store. The website is here. It'll be in the description of the page and everything like that. But yeah, if you want a t-shirt, if you want a hat, if you want to wear paraphernalia, by all means, head over to this store, check it out, get yourself some Lord Tremendous gear. God knows I have. and yeah, this is your chance. If you like Lonehammer, if you like Unleashed Wargaming, if you like Lord Tremendous, you can get this stuff. And if you don't like us, you can get it and you can set it on fire and send it to us as a threat. It's awesome. But yeah, go to the website. It'll be here. It's on this channel, obviously, or on the description, and get yourself some gear. We're going to try it out for a month and see how it goes, and if it keeps up, then we'll keep adding to it, and if not, well, we'll pretend like we never did it. But yeah, guys, by all means, and if there's anything you want to see on the store or anything like that, throw it in the comments section, and if we like it, we'll make it happen. So after we totaled up all the points and everything like that, it was a defeat for Lord Tremendous. If the green die pick wasn't enough to let you know that, you weren't paying attention. I ended up getting 1,718 out of my opponent. He ended up getting 2,012 out of me for a difference of 294 points. So really, really close game right up until the end when he got my White King. Had he not gotten my White King, it probably would have been a draw or a marginal victory, or even more marginal of a victory for him. But either way, there was no way I was going to win this one, unfortunately. And it is what it is. It was a hell of a game, and I'm not complaining. I ended up losing my Vampire Lord, my White King, my Black Knights, my Stalkers, my Morghast, and my Casket. The Bretonnians lost their Lord, their Damsel, a Paladin, their BSB, 2 units of Knights of the Realm, 1 unit of Peasant Bowmen, 2 Trebuchets, and 1 small unit of Knights Errant. But what a damn good game with incredible combats. I mean, really, really even, really, really crazy with just how it all worked out with the flubs and the high roll and the low roll. It was an amazingly good game. Really good combats, really intense game the entire time. I'm really proud of my Vampire Lord. I thought he did really great. He weathered a charge from a lance with a Bretonnian Lord with the whole, heroic killing blow in and stuff like that. My Vampire ended up killing the General and the unit and ran off the Prophetess. But she ran off and then never rallied, so that was nice. He took out 2 Lord level choices and a core choice. So, it's not too bad before getting taken down by combat res. So it is what it is. I thought it was a really good showing for him though, and not that he ever really has a bad showing, but I'm still quite happy. The Morghast, they got stuck in a real bad spot due to a lucky break check. And you know what? They still held their own for a while. They kept the BSB way out of the main combat for a long time. And in the end, the BSB ended up dying anyway. But you know what? I was really happy with the Morghast, all things considered. Most other units, after a charge from a lance, especially with a Paladin in it and stuff like that, would have just, gotten mulched. And they held their own for a long time, did some damage to the unit, and they finally died in the end. But I'm still very pleased with them. I can't complain. Stalkers, they even did well this game. Scared off the bowman, got a trebuchet before they caught a lance to the flank, held off the lance for just a little bit. I mean, yeah, in the end it didn't really end up mattering, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe if I hadn't had them there, they would have gotten in that combat a lot earlier and killed off the chariots too. Who knows? But you know what? I'm okay with all that, and it worked out. It worked out. So the Stalkers are back in my good graces, which is nice because I like not being mad at them. Archers, once again, holding off the Pegasus Knights and protecting my last caster was awesome. Granted, that had a lot to do with my opponent forgetting to issue a challenge and just started rolling dice. I'm fine with that. I will take luck and mistakes over skill any days. That's usually how I win, with a whole bunch of, luck. So yeah, I'll take it. It's kind of familiar to me. And even my chariots did really well. Yeah, they missed a charge that would have helped out. It would have been nicer. They would have put them in better position. But let's face it, I would have had to go through dangerous terrain in order to make it there, and we all know how well I pass dangerous terrain checks. But really can't complain about them. I did like the 3d6 strength 5 impact hits, and what they did to those 1-up armor save knights was spectacular. So yeah, not complaining about the chariots at all. Really liking them a lot. But still, need some practice runs with them and stuff like that. Really try to figure it out. But I'm enjoying the list. Not 100% on the White King's magic gear, or the General's gear for that matter. Death Holy Death and a handful of us were talking about just my kits and stuff like that, and we came up with a couple of better ideas. So next game that I post should have the newest list up there. So we'll see. And but yeah, running out of time. Lists are due on April 30th, and as of this might come out a day before April 30th. So really got to get my list in. No more time for practice games or anything like that, which, I blame my job for. If they only would just pay me for not showing up, that'd be great. But, in a perfect world, I guess. But, this was a fantastic game, just a great opponent, and from turn 1 to turn 6, it was literally, we didn't even sit down. We were just on the edge the entire time. It was great. And even though the end didn't end up in my favor, I'm quite pleased with how it did end. It was a lot of fun. And I got to give away another green dice. So, hey, outstanding. All in all, excellent game. And I'm looking forward to a rematch so I can try to redeem myself in the eyes of Nagash. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report number 211. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below. And I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.